Hello.
What's up?
Welcome to the Internet's completely unoriginal podcast. Thanks, Brandon. I'm Chris.
Bro, you look fugly on camera.
Bro, really?
Yeah, you look... No, you don't.
Oh, I almost got sad. I got self-conscious for a second.
No, you're fine, kitty pie. Welcome to episode 1 of the completely unoriginal podcast.
The Internet's completely
unoriginal
podcast.
Okay, see this guy right here?
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
See, when we say it, we were talking about this, that when you say Internet's completely unoriginal podcast, you want to put a most in between.
Yeah.
So you want to insert a most in there. But I feel like, just by saying Internet's completely unoriginal podcast, we are staking our claim as the only unoriginal podcast.
Oh, yeah, no, we are the number one.
We are the number one. Every other podcast out there has at least some sort of originality or creativity to it that we lack.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I'll fucking fight people over this. Do you see the room we're in?
Yeah.
It is a room, there's nothing. It is window, there is a drawer right here. Not even a table, buddy. It's a drawer. This laptop isn't even on. I just wanted a laptop here.
We just thought it'd look good.
We just thought it'd be a little bit better if there was like a laptop that adds definition, right? This is entirely unoriginal.
Before this, we actually were using just a headphone for a microphone. And we thought we were being covert and slick by hiding it behind this laptop.
But we were not. We were really not.
Yeah, we're proud. The production budget's a little low right now.
Oh, yeah, no, it's kind of like rock bottom, like YouTube broadcast yourself, right?
And if you're watching this, you're probably rock bottom too, honestly.
Don't fucking tell them that. I mean, yeah, no, they are. What the fuck are you doing, pal?
Yeah.
Right.
You're watching two guys who have
like
nothing better to do.
Yeah, with no conversation topics set up, no nothing. We're winging it.
Yeah, we're winging it right now, yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of...
Hopefully we could keep this up for about an hour, and hopefully you could be somewhat entertained for about
an hour.
I doubt it. I give you like 10 minutes at most, but I think it should be a challenge for you to try and sit here and watch us for 1 hour and not kill yourself.
My God, what a way to start a fucking video.
We covered how awful we are. We talked about suicide.
We talked about how terrible they were for watching.
How terrible. Yeah, we're hitting all the marks.
Especially, like, and I think you're going to really agree with this. That one video game, Legend of Zelda, it's such a girls' game, bro.
What do you mean it's a girls' game?
Bro, it's a girls' game.
What makes it a girls' game?
Zelda? The main character is Zelda?
The main character's not Zelda, though.
It is, although.
No, it's not. It's Link. It's not Zelda. What
do you mean?
You save Zelda. Wait, have you ever played Zelda before?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
No, you clearly haven't, or else you wouldn't be saying Zelda was the main character.
I mean, he clearly is.
That's like saying Peach is the main character of Mario. I believe I said that.
It's not called fucking Super Peach Brothers. Super Peach Brothers, Yahoo!
Yeah, just because it's called Zelda doesn't imply that she is the main character.
She would be.
Okay, actually, kind of does imply that the legend called Zelda.
Yeah, it's her legend.
It's her. Okay.
Even though in like 90% of the games, like she's never really in it.
Yeah.
She's not at the beginning and the end. Maybe at the middle, she's like Link, I just shit myself, Link.
Yeah.
And then she fades away.
But that's like the quintessential Nintendo story, honestly.
Oh, yeah, no. Link is in forever, like, going through a circle of the hero's journey constantly. She's more of, like, a tool than an actual, like, character in the games at this point.
Oh.
She is, though. And it's fucked up. I don't want her to be. I think she has a really interesting character. In Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, in... the new Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to see her interact with things. I mean, you don't see her much in them, too, but when you do see her, she's curious about things, she wants to research, she likes adventure. Oh. She's her entirely her own character, more so than Link, who has literally no personality. Yeah. Anybody out there who thinks Link is a well-written character, I'm sorry, but steering... If Link was here instead of us, all you'd get is... Yeah. He's not a fucking well-written... I hate it. I hate it.
His backstory is interesting, though, and the lore behind Link is fascinating. I mean, so what you're saying is in the later games they've added some more depth to Zelda's character?
I definitely think they had. There is a spin-off for Breath of the Wild, which is like, what if things went a little bit better? So the entire game you're playing alongside Zelda, not trying to hunt for Zelda. I really like it. It adds a lot to her character. It's genuinely really cute, I think. But they just don't ever do that in the mainline series. And honestly, like, Link's lore is cool.
Yeah.
But he himself, you can replace him with anyone. Like, honestly,
he's a placeholder. Yeah, he's
but
not.
Like, he shouldn't be a placeholder.
I don't know. I feel like Link having actually I feel like nothing's taken away from the game by Link just being a placeholder, not being his own unique being.
I feel like in the earlier games it didn't take anything away.
Yeah.
But if you look in the later games, like the newer ones, and they're like Zelda's having this emotional moment.
Yeah.
And like you would think Link would say something or do some gesture or something, but he's just yeah. That's a little bit unnerving.
Yeah.
And they try to explain it away that like Link is like socially awkward. He's a little bit nervous to talk.
That's not just a little bit socially awkward. It's being straight up mute.
Yeah, that's Bro's like. I think in the earlier games it worked because it wasn't as it was like smaller. It was like how to explain it in like a 2D art style.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. It's not as in depth emotionally.
Yeah.
But like the newer ones, if Zelda's crying and you're just like. It's a little bit...
Yeah, I guess because I actually kind of see what you're saying because these newer ones are meant to be more of a well-developed, well-fleshed-out, like sophisticated modern game.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about Ocarina of Time, that's just
Yeah.
It's a early version of game that and especially obviously in the arcade ones you can't give Link very much for personality at all.
Yeah, no.
But there is no. It's about more than just the character's personality, I guess.
Yeah. I think like, and I don't think those games are necessarily bad for having Link as a placeholder. I think they do it in a really well-made way, but I would like for other characters to like. I kind of realized it in the newer game when people would interact with Link, and the only thing he would say is yes, no, maybe. It's like, or like any scene where he was interacting with anyone else. It just felt dead, especially because they can talk. It's not just text; they can speak.
Yeah, that's the awkward thing because even in the earlier games, there was no actual talking from the characters. There was only text. Mm-hmm. So it must be kind of awkward to see the main character, the man, the hero of time, doesn't say anything. Nothing.
And it's not even like I wouldn't mind it if they made him super expressive in body movements. Like maybe he's like, or like it makes little grunts, but he doesn't do that. Like he literally just. I think the only time during the beginning of the newest game he interacts really is he defends the princess from these like bats that come at her.
Yeah.
And then she's looking at this wall, and the only real movement he does is while she's looking at it, he holds up a little thing of fire for her so she can take a picture of it.
Yeah.
He just does this.
Yeah.
He's just holding it. He's just like, there you go.
I think it's interesting, because I think back to like all the Zelda games, the most sort of emotion Link would ever convey would just be through his facial expressions.
Mm-hmm.
It would always be like or something like that.
Yeah, like a grimace. Like, oh, bro, I don't want
it.
Yeah. And I'm not saying they have to give him the most like insane personality. Link doesn't have to become fucking Jackie Chan or like Johnny Bravo or something. Just Link being Johnny Bravo.
It'd be really stupid if he was like Johnny Bravo. Imagine the look on Zelda's face as Link comes up to her, hey baby.
Hey baby. Yeah, no, I don't want him to be that. He doesn't have to be. Yeah. They can just make him a normal person. It's just kind of I want him to talk.
He has to. I mean, yeah.
To some degree, he needs to like be able to like articulate in some way, whether it's verbally or through movement, that he's like interacting.
And having him talk adds kind of another dimension to the game where I feel like they could like maybe like expand the RPG aspect more.
Mm-hmm.
So like it gives you multiple options of something to say.
Yeah.
And then you can it's a lot it's a lot more fun to interact with the characters in the world like that.
Yeah, kind of like it's like taking inspiration from like Bethesda, Skyrim, Fallout, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that would add a lot to the world too. And I think it would really let you like it would still keep the individuality for the player because there's multiple talk options, like maybe 3 or 4. You as a player would still be able to at least choose what type of Link responses would be, whether he'd be positive towards it, negative towards it,
Yeah. What I find interesting that though is connecting back to another game that both of us have been playing recently.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about Link, right, he's someone who has no story, who he's just a placeholder for the player. Mm-hmm. But we've been talking lately because we've been playing this medieval RPG game called Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah.
And Henry is someone with an already established backstory and a deep character that you may not you can't really formulate the origins of that character.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's still something about that element, even though you can't even though you're not the one creating the character, it's still fascinating to see in that world, right?
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
totally. I think his character, like opposed from Link, he as an individual, like he already has his own friends. He had his like a girlfriend before everything went to hell. He had his parents. He was a blacksmith apprentice. He was learning to make weapons and all that sort of shit, like horseshoes and all that. He had an already established life, and that means like if we were to go like Skyrim or Link, like these characters really don't have much in the say of like I guess like Link has a backstory, but he doesn't really have like it's not like oh my childhood friend Link. You might and if it is, it's very much like in the newer game, Breath of the Wild, not the newest, but the second one.
Yeah.
People like Link, the hero from 100 years ago. It's nice to see you, my friend, and it's maybe like 3 seconds of like conversation, or we did, Whereas Henry himself, he you can run across your old friends and you can help them get jobs and you can interact with them and people knew of your father, so they know of you. And Henry is on a revenge quest. He gives me kind of like he wants to redeem the people who hurt him. It's able, so when you hear someone be like, oh my god, it's Henry from Skalitz, you can't get that from a game where you name your character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, and it adds like a layer of emotional attachment for the player when they see Henry run around and they see him interact with his parents, they see him interact with his old longtime friends. Mm-hmm. You feel more connected to that character, and it gives, even though you did create that character, there's still a level of investment there from that.
Oh, 1,000,000%. And that game does what, like, we were saying that Legend of Zelda, like the new modern one, should have done. Multiple talk options. Henry doesn't have to be, like, based on... You can play Henry however you want.
Yeah.
I'm mostly a saint. I have a friend right now who the first thing she did when she booted up the game was punch a horse in the ass. And then got beaten up by, like, 6 guards.
It's funny. I feel like there's something about Henry's character, though. I feel compelled to make him into a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, when I pick up Red Dead Redemption and, like, John Marston, I don't mind John Marston being evil. I feel like that's just... It's equally as legitimate as him being good. But Henry being evil, that doesn't sit right with me.
No, same. Because it's kind of like Henry, like, when you first see him, he... doesn't really... The worst thing he can do in that opening is he can throw shit at someone's house. That's it. It's the worst thing he does. Very childish, teenage shit. He's raised in a home with loving parents, this and that. Very much he tries to, in the scenes, be respectful to even, like, royals who just fucking smack him in the head.
Yeah.
He's very much a good person. He gives me, like, very early Peter Parker vibes.
Oh, yeah.
He's, like, not accustomed to this world yet. He's not that mature, but his heart is rather pure. He's not a bad person.
You can tell early on he's in the right place in his mind. He was raised right, and he couldn't hurt his soul in that beginning part.
Oh yeah, no, 1,000,000%. I mean, the only thing you do, you do beat the shit out of a drunk.
Who doesn't do that, though?
Who doesn't go behind, like, the local brewery and just motherfucker!
I mean... You don't necessarily have to be the shit out of a drunk. The drunk can beat the shit out of you when you run to your mommy and have her bandage you up.
Alright, so imagine that after, like, because, alright, spoiler alert, play the game, it's been out since 2018.
Yeah.
You end up, his whole family dies, and you end up meeting Kunesh, the drunk, again, like, later on.
Yeah.
Right? That's Kunesh, right?
Yeah, that's Kunesh, and I feel like, just to interrupt you, that's not really a spoiler. Is it a spoiler if it happens within the first 4 minutes of the game?
That opening, I think you're forgetting how long it actually is for someone who hasn't played it.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry. Like, what were you saying, though? You meet Kunesh in...
Imagine how much that fucking hurts. The only, like, one of the few to survive, like, running away from that village isn't your mom. It's, like from what he knows, it's not his dad. It's not his girlfriend. It's literally not even, like, anyone that was nice to him. Not even the charcoal burner. It's the fucking drunk who told you to fuck off, called your dad, like, a cunt, and then you had to beat the shit... Or he beat the shit out of you.
That's the first person. Not the first person. That's you don't see your loved ones. You see
Kunesh.
You see. Oh god, Henry has it bad.
Oh, bro. Henry has it so bad. Like Henry, like as a character, like I remember people were complaining about him. Oh, he's childish and doesn't do this, and and I'm like, my brother in Christ, the dude is maybe at the oldest 19. he's like a little baby. He doesn't know where he is. He's brain mush.
That's so ridiculous calling someone who's like... Imagine walking up to a 15-year-old and being like, you're childish.
You're
yeah,
childish.
No, Sherry's childish.
No shit. Especially one that's like dealing with immense trauma. Like he's ridiculous because he is young, doesn't know what's going on, and everyone except his beloved Kunesh died.
Yeah. You're literally looking at a teenager whose parents, who watched his parents be murdered, brutally murdered before his eyes. He found out his girlfriend died, and you're like, you're pretty childish, actually.
Pretty, actually, guys. Fucking Redditors, man.
Oh my god, yeah. Were those Redditors that said that? I wouldn't be surprised.
They were, yeah.
They were, of course, they were Redditors, yeah. Can you explain to everyone your opinions on Redditors for us?
I think it's like maybe it's a very vocal like minority, so maybe like a very like 70% of them.
Very vocal.
Very vocal minority, like 70-80% of them. Yeah. No, I just you know, Redditors, like their attitude tends to be like they have this moral high ground, or they have this opinion that I think it could be everything, but I feel like there's a weird sense of, if you're watching YouTube as a commenter, you're not like, oh yeah, I'm a YouTube commenter. If you're on like Instagram, you're not like, oh yeah, bro, Instagrammer. You know? they have like this weird like, I'm a Redditor.
Yeah.
I'm proud to be a Redditor, guys. You see my neck folds? Each and every single one of them were forged in the fires of Lego Batman.
They're just so like every time I see something from a Redditor, it seems like they're mentally deficient in the way they can't actually seem to place themselves in someone else's shoes.
Yeah.
They can't show. Yeah, exactly. They can't show empathy. They think they're above everyone, and they're the arbiter of righteousness,
of justice, of good.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I saw this thing with this dude walking his dog. He had to yank the dog back on its neck, and the dog was a little bit hurt. But if he didn't do that, his dog would have been ran over by a car, like literally smear on the pavement, meat crayon.
Yeah.
One of the first things I saw when scrolling down was, how could he do that? That's animal abuse. I would have ran out in front of the car instead. It's like
he would have ran out. This guy probably hasn't run in like 5 fucking years, too.
The only thing that runs in his family is obesity. Oh, that's so mean.
Oh, man.
That's so
sorry,
mean,
guys. Sorry. It's true.
A little bit.
A little true. No, but it's like, I remember there's so many situations like that. I remember there's this like viral video that came out of, this was like years ago, this guy punching a kangaroo, in the face to save his dog. Mm-hmm. And the thing about that was, we were watching on Australian TV them discuss this incident, and it reminded me because the woman goes like, why do you have to punch the kangaroo? Australia's national animal. And it's like, bro, what the fuck? He was trying to save his dog. He's fucked on that.
And the kangaroo was fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
How dare you go up to our beautiful creature that was about to eat your dog and punch it in the face?
Oh, it's like people like that just have no awareness of anything. I love how they think they're so intelligent, but there's some sort of there's like definitely a lack of emotional intelligence there.
Oh no, entirely. Yeah. I think I'm not sure if it's like they think they have an ego. They think like main character syndrome. If I was in that situation, I would have done better. Yeah. Or if it's maybe I want to call this shit out first. Yeah. And if it's people, to get free internet brownie points, they're gonna see me as the hero. Yeah. I was the one, the arbiter of justice who brought hell upon the heathen.
It's something to do with karma, I think. Because Reddit karma. I think people they take this shit so seriously, and they're so invested in their Reddit karma that they have to make sure they can maximize their points, I guess.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing a thing where, like, just recently, it was like a question in a video game forum, and the people were like, you had to, like, one person was like, you had to have asked that because you knew it would get the people's attention, you knew it would bring karma to your account. And the dude was like, bro, maybe I'm just stupid. Why would I care about funny internet brownie points?
It sucks because it's corrupting this, like Reddit, like the karma points is a genuinely good idea for ranking, scoring. Like it shows like who is trustworthy and who is not on certain forums, but now it's being corrupted by people who
Yeah, they see it like oh my! I've seen people like make horrible takes and then they get downvoted into oblivion and they're like, my Reddit karma, no. Yeah.
God damn it.
I guess it's a human psychology, right? Like they gamified a social media site.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about it, it's like the same way I'd react to, in Skyrim, something going wrong in my game.
Mm-hmm.
Like the actual score has no value in and of itself, but we just place so much value in it
that it's like it becomes
part of your identity almost.
Yeah. And it's not like any of these people are irredeemable. I think most of these people in real life...
Oh, no, they're probably normal.
Yeah, normal-ass people. I think the internet, like, really skews your perspective while you're on it.
So you don't think all these people who see Arn walk around their daily lives with fedoras and
neckbeards, yeah. You can actually see the rolls, like...
You know what's weird? Like, the internet, people so often say that they bring up the caricature of the guy with the fedora on walking around. I'm not seeing someone walk around in public with a fedora on in years. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. And you just hear about that image all the fucking time.
Constantly.
Yeah.
That's like a product of the old internet.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, because I even think now people who were like that, where they were more socially a little bit like, they thought that look really got the ladies or whatever. I think even them now kind of like, no, this is not it.
Yeah.
This ain't it, chief.
Bro, like at least they have some sort of level of self-awareness there to know just how cringe that is walking around public with a fedora.
Yeah, no. Totally. I think, I think the problem with it too is that it's like, I'm gonna be real, it's not even necessarily that a fedora as a hat is a problem. It's that it goes with a suit. Yeah. Like, if you're wearing a fedora, you want to wear, like, a three-piece suit or something that looks nice with it. I'm not going to wear you're not going to see me with, like, a $1,000 watch and I'm wearing fucking, like, jorts. And, like, I have, like, a t-shirt on that says, like, McDonald's boy. Yeah. You know? Like, that would look stupid.
Your I pooped today shit.
Yeah, bro. I finally did not miss the toilet.
No, I gotta think about though. Yeah, if you do see someone with a fedora on, they're wearing a suit, you look at that and you say to yourself, that makes sense. But if I see someone in a t-shirt and jeans wearing a fedora, I'm like, oh, fuck you.
It makes you look like an asshole. Yeah. Like, and I want to preface this, unless you have like eye strain. Like, I understand if you're wearing glasses inside because you have eye strain, or like something to do with your eyes, anything, that's fine. Yeah. But like people who are like sunglasses, like in a dark ass room,
douchebags.
Not that all of them are douchebags, but a good amount of them are douchebags.
No, you see that, and the word that runs through your mind is douchebag. Yeah, they are the quintessential douchebag.
They're like the originator of douchebag.
If you want to be able to identify who and who isn't a douchebag quick, who's the guy in the room with sunglasses on?
Yeah, and like, I mean, like, people, you can make whatever choice you want. I'm probably gonna try a little few styles here and there. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, but a good chunk of them who do that are douchebags, and it's kind of like Jersey Shore douchebags.
Oh yeah,
like you know what I mean. That's kind of where it goes.
I prefer to be more of like, I wouldn't want to be a Jersey Shore douchebag. Being a douchebag, I want to be like billionaire, rich guy douchebag.
Well, that's because you want the money.
Yeah. Jersey Shore douchebags have nothing going for them.
They work out. They look really fucking hot.
They do look hot. I will say that. Like Pauly D from the Jersey Shore.
That man, bro, got me riled up. What the fuck, I like how we're talking about like douchebags, like they're like a species of like animal.
Yeah, they in a way.
in a way. Yeah. I mean, we're probably douchebags.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
In what way though? I mean,
like, we're losers online who like.
Douchebags,
we broke the fourth wall.
We're just so self-absorbed. We think people want to sit here and watch us. That's douchey.
Yeah, no, that's douchey. We think, and it's like we clearly didn't put in like any effort to this. I mean, behind this, I think we said it before, is a phone. We're recording this from a phone.
But if you heard, the phone sounds really fucking good. Why max out shit when your phone sounds better than a lot of audio equipment?
Because we also a few months ago, when preparing for this, we actually went on our way to buy like this like professional microphone. It had a stand and everything. Plugged it in. First signs of things being weird was the actual plug for it didn't work. Yeah. Remember that? Like the USB that came with it didn't work.
That was awful.
It was terrible.
It sounded like this professional microphone. The microphone was built specifically for recording. Even if it's cheap, it should still sound better than a phone, which isn't built for in a way, it's built for recording some stuff, but it's not its primary purpose. Yeah. The microphone, its primary purpose, it couldn't do. It sounded like a fucking toaster.
Yeah, it sounded like the drive-thru at a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was just so bad.
That's fine for trying to order a burger, but not if you want to sit here and talk for an hour.
No.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
You know?
Fucking hell. Yeah.
And it was painful because I feel bad for you. You had to go back and forth.
Yeah, I had to go back and return the microphone. Which that wasn't that bad. I got to see the Q cashier we bought from again, which was okay. You know?
Shut up, bro. You were gonna make a move.
I didn't make a move at all. I just looked down at my feet while she scanned it. Have a good day.
You know, she looked at you and she was like, ugh.
No, she saw me. I was like, what the fuck?
What is that?
What?
Why is he so misshapen?
His nose is so big.
Bro, she like goes up to you, she takes off your glasses, she's like, oh, it's worse up close.
She probably wanted to just ask me, what's wrong with you?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt, yeah.
You know, I like to imagine after you, like, when you left, she went back to the back room where, like, all the cleaning supplies were. Okay. She just took a little bit of bleach and went, oh!
I thought you were just gonna say she just had to wash her hands, but no, she had to bleach her eyes out. She could. Her eyes were actually assaulted by my sight.
Bro, if you were a smell, you'd kill people.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry, you're not that good looking. No, you're beautiful, bro.
No, man, we're fucking internet douchebags.
Yeah, we're internet douchebags.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if someone like came over and like someone watching this. Like, we look like the type of people, and I hate saying it, we look like the type of people who like would call ourselves internet nomads.
Oh, I hate those. No, those are the worst. We're not that bad. No, please, we're not that bad.
We're sitting here recording a cover.
No, the shit internet nomads do behind the screens.
Well, what do I do? Tell me more of the
sex tourism. That's all I'm gonna say.
What?
Sex tourism. What do you mean? Yeah.
Bro, the only thing I heard about internet nomads was like hipster shit.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know about all of them, but some of them it gets really bad behind.
Tell me
the
the
scenes.
lore.
The lore?
Tell me the lore.
Like, they go, like, these guys go to these, like, poor countries, and, like, they go to, like, Eastern Europe, or they go to, like, Southeast Asia, or, you don't really see them go much to Africa, but, probably Africa, too, Latin America, especially, Latin America, and they basically, they know that economic conditions there aren't so great, so they go there for so they go there for the sole purpose of luring these young girls in these like small towns with like promises of money and wealth.
Oh no! It gets so much worse.
No, yeah, they're awful.
They're pay to win groomers.
Yeah,
so fucked up,
bro. And it's like becoming like a fucking trend called passport bros.
Oh,
passport bros. Yeah, they can't get any girls here like us. Right, but instead of doing the normal thing, and just calling it a day, they decide to pack their bags and live in another country just so they can get girls.
Just so they can and essentially groom them,
Yeah, it's literal grooming. Yeah,
it's literal grooming. That's fucking disgusting.
And it takes a certain fucked up view of women and the world to just see them as just like an object to
go in, essentially buy them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's essentially what they're doing is buying them.
Yeah, and it's manipulative. It's grooming.
It's grooming. Yeah, no, because like you get no one likes you. Like if you have to do this, like if you genuinely get it in your head that you want to go to a different country to like manipulate a chick so you could smash, bro, you're not real. You're like you're like a character off of like fucking Adult Swim. You're you're a psychopath.
I was literally thinking cartoon villain.
Yeah. Oh man.
And then a lot of these popular internet nomads behind the scenes, that's how they get into traveling.
Wow, that's super fucked up.
Yeah, bought him bankruptcy. Yeah.
Oh no.
Bro, it's like guys like that, like I love seeing these exotic new places, but there's a part of me that's just like I can't watch that, like
because like for a fact a good chunk of them aren't there for those exotic new places.
No, they're not there. Oh, they're yeah, they're
oh. That's I am glad we do not classify as that.
No,
we are not internet nomads.
We are not internet nomads.
We're not internet nomads. I did not know that meaning. Yeah. We're fucking nerds.
Yeah, we're just dorks who want to do a podcast. I think that that might be a little bit cringe. I don't think it's evil. I wouldn't classify that necessarily as being like evil.
What?
Why don't you do a podcast?
We're real bad guys. We want to do a podcast, but we're terrible people.
Maybe if we spew hateful ideas, but
okay. Hateful idea number 1. All right.
Okay. Oh.
All right, guys, get. Mario is not that good of a series. Sorry.
Oh, well, okay. Now you're just bullshitting us right now. This is a grift right now.
Bro is grifting. You know, I mean, Mario. Unironically, though.
Yeah.
Nintendo's become kind of dog water. Did you see what they're doing with Steam?
No, what are they doing with Steam?
So I don't know the full situation, but so there's an emulation software called Dolphin. It lets you run stuff off the GameCube and Wii. It does not provide to you video games. There's a legal precedent on it. Like, you were allowed to own an emulator as long as there's no copyrighted code.
Yeah.
Nintendo is like someone's about to put that up on Steam, and Nintendo's like, shut that down or get our lawyers, and they're like, we don't want to do that. And I'm not sure if Steam is going to get involved itself, but the worry is that like they're going to shut this down, and it's not going to stop at being on Steam. What if they want to shut it down off the internet, like actually sue and go after the people who do this, even though there's already been a precedent set that like emulators are fine. And that's worrying because as video game emulation is kind of important, because it's not just damn, I want to play like an old game. It's if we're going to look at video games like as like movies and like drawings and comics, it's an art. And ROMs and emulators actually allow you to keep that art around. Because we're getting to a time where a lot of older video game consoles are now breaking. Cracking, going to dust. NESs are turning off and just not turning back on. And what that means is, if they were to get rid of emulation, a lot of those old games would go away forever.
Yeah, no one should have access to any of these classic games anymore at that point.
And Nintendo's not selling them.
Yeah.
They're not fucking selling them.
No, yeah. I mean, like, your only other option is if your NES is to break down is to buy another NES, which is not that simple.
They're expensive, and then that one can break down again.
Yeah,
also.
yeah, and they're all
dying,
40 years old at this point, something like that. Yeah, they're all on the verge of death, and so the only other option you have to play like one of my childhood favorite games, Ocarina of Time, is to get an emulator.
Yeah, and if they get rid of emulation, they kill they kill it. And I know some people are probably looking at this like, oh, this is just excuses to no, bro. If Steam, not Steam, if Nintendo made an all-purpose like program where you could just like one buy thing, it can go on your phone, it can go on this, it can go on that, and you can emulate shit and you buy games on there, I would do that. I would buy those classic games if they were selling it for obviously a reasonable price. I'm not going to pay $60 for Super Mario World, right? But obviously, like if it was accessible, easy to get to, and easy to buy, I would buy it. But no one should be punished for being like, man, I want to play some Smash Brothers Melee. Like, no one should be punished for that. That's silly.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I rely on emulators for some of my games. And yeah, it's a great way for me to transport back in time a little bit to my childhood without having to pull out my GameCube or whatever and do that. Yeah.
And I like for collectors specifically, I've had collectors who I've known people who collect and they'll play with like their SNES, this stuff. But like I've had also some who like don't like doing that because they're worried that it wears down the thing. So if you want to physically keep your console running just to have like this piece of history, you don't want to play games on it because why not emulate it? It saves physical history just as much as like. And I know it sounds silly to call video games like history, but genuinely it's a huge chunk of like
like our generation, our childhood was spent growing up playing video games, and I think that's not just us being nerds, which we are.
We're nerds.
Yeah, but it's just how our generation grew up. I think that if you ask anyone who's our age, well, not anyone, but a lot of people, a good chunk of and like they play video games now. It's not a niche. It's a massive area of pop culture.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's a massive area of pop culture, and like, I mean, if we want to look at this from like a real big standpoint, video games kind of dictate like not only the how do you explain it? Like, it kind of shows what was popular in people's minds at a time.
Yeah.
Like, Super Mario. Like, if you go back to like SNES and you like, oh, Ninja Turtles for the SNES and all this shit, right? You see what people like really liked, what really interested them, and it gives you a clearer picture of what happened then.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that serves the same purpose as movies and television. Like I was a history major in college, and that's how we would. That's one of the ways we would try and discern attitudes of the past was by looking through newspapers and advertisements, and maybe you watch a movie or you analyze TV shows, because that gauges what people thought about. Yeah. You know, what captured their attentions in their minds.
No, entirely. And it's like also what like that, and too like what story is that media telling? What during that time was seen as like good? Like for example, like from a moral standpoint, like you can see in media throughout history, like movies, plays, this and that. Yeah. A lot of them will try to have a message. Yeah. What message was primarily sent during, let's say, like 2010 to 2020? Yeah. What message was sent primarily during 2020 to 20? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a lot of information, and also it's fucking art.
Yeah.
It's art. Video games are art. I'm not gonna, you know.
It's fascinating though to think about how also when we, and with our own 21st century mindset, when we turn on a game that might be 30, 40 years old, how our viewpoints shape how we perceive that game as well, with our modern mindset.
Yeah.
And then what we can derive, how we interpret that story. Because art is very interpretive. It's not just, I don't think that one message fits all.
No, entirely.
Yeah.
You can kind of derive multiple meanings from it, maybe even stuff that like the author didn't intend.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's good too, because it allows a piece of art to grow with time.
Yeah. And that's, people will always naturally interpret what they see, and then how we view our modern sort of perspective on influence how we view the past. Yeah. Like I'm, like I said, I was a history major, and that's, when I would read texts, primary sources, it would be a lot of just about how is my own modern perspective sort of twisting this viewpoint here.
Yeah, is it like shaping it in a way that maybe wasn't intended at the time?
Exactly,
yeah. So like, wow, we jumped from topic really heavy, to history to
We started from suicide, which naturally.
Of course.
And then where did we go from there? We went to Zelda.
Our
boy Henry from Kingdom Come.
Yeah. You have a better memory than me.
I have a pretty good memory.
You have a pretty good. I have no. Then we talked about internet rumors or whatever.
Oh yeah. Internet romags and the unpleasant stuff.
And the bad stuff.
And then we talked about the art and how we interpret the past and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Nintendo's a cunt. I love their games, but they're a cunt. They're so hard with their IPs, and it's insane. There's been multiple different games, people wanted to put up their own Mario. I forget what it was called, but it was gonna be an expansion for Mario 64, not a ROM, but its own game, its own animation. Yeah, it used Mario, but it was its own animations, its own this, its own. No piece of code or art was stripped from the Nintendo game. All redrawn, remade. Gets fucking blasted off the internet. Yeah. There was another thing where, and this is fucking cool. Super Mario 64's engine runs in everything. And I'm not sure if Nintendo did anything, but I think the dude was scared to release it to the public because he was like, I don't want to get copyright striked by Nintendo or whatever. But essentially, it was you can take Minecraft and you can build let's say a house, and then you can load Mario 64 over it, and now Mario is interacting I have no idea how it happened, how it works, but Mario now interacts with the objects in that as if they were in one game.
Wow.
So he can jump from block to block, slide and he bounce against his walls, and as if it was he was in the same game. And the reason why, I'm not sure if the dude who made that ever put that out, and I don't blame him for not doing it, but the big reason he didn't was because Nintendo sees, wow, someone's doing something fun and interesting with a piece of the media we've helped put out there. How could they? How could they?
Isn't that just good in general for your franchise, though? If people are that keeps it fresh and alive. If someone,
yeah. It's how dare you be inspired?
Oh my god! I didn't realize Nintendo was that much of an asshole.
I'm not going to blame the developers or any of that, because they're developers. Their legal team is way stuck in the past.
Oh yeah.
Straight up dog water.
I do I guess, it's not, Nintendo's not going in the best direction right now. I suppose.
I think since Reggie left, I'm not sure if you know who Reggie was.
I don't know who
Reggie was the old, I think, me and Reggie go way back, brother. My body is Reggie. Reggie was the old CEO of Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was Nintendo of America, and you know, you don't know. You can't really name the CEOs of like Sony or like Microsoft. But people loved Reggie because Reggie wasn't just like a CEO. He was a personality. People would Reggie would walk on stage, and people would be cheering.
Oh, okay.
Like because he was funny. He made jokes. He did, you know. And obviously, I'm not sure what happened behind the scenes. Maybe Nintendo was always going to become like this way, or maybe you know, or maybe I'm glorified because I don't remember what it was like when Reggie was there. But it seems like since Reggie left, Nintendo's become a lot more closed off and more like unresponsive, right? Like they make good games, but they just don't like YouTubers en masse got their videos recently copyright striked for playing Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
and modding Breath of the Wild, and they're like, "Hey, yo, Nintendo, what the fuck? We went by your guidelines."
Yeah.
Nintendo just strikes them and then
they got copyright strike for playing the game itself. Just for playing the game.
A good chunk of them for playing the game. Some of them modding the game, but even then, like,
that's not that happens with every game. That's that's every game.
Also, how is that copyright?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
how's that
copyright?
Yeah,
it's not like they're deliberately. It's not like they're making a profit. You know, off of purely Nintendo, they're inserting themselves in it. They're inserting their own flavor to it.
And I think modding it is even more of that because like when you're not getting like it's not like maybe if they were arguing like which I think still is dumb, but you're ruining the basic experience of the game by showing everyone before they get to play. What? Dumb argument.
No,
but by modding it, that would be good then because you wouldn't be showing the you know what I mean?
You're altering the game itself. Yeah,
you're making it new content.
I don't see that's never been copyright before. I've never seen a Skyrim video be copyright strike because they played Skyrim.
A lot of people give Bethesda shit, but they are very open with what you can do with their shit. They are so open with it. It's beautiful. I mean, Bethesda is shit, but they're, like, really good shit. They're like that weird kid who picks his ass, like, during class in, like, elementary school. I remember you, James. But at the same time, bro, always lends you his pencil.
Would you want to take that pencil, though, honestly?
There's been times where I had to touch the shit pencil.
Has that... Oh, no, bro, you didn't have to touch the shit pencil.
And now my hand's on you.
Oh, God. Bro, get your shit pencil hands off.
Your shit pencil.
They're just as bad as James, bro.
Bro, listen. James was a real homie when he wasn't picking his butt. God, fuck off, James. So gross.
James sounds like he had issues.
Yeah. A little bit. A healthy bit.
Yeah. I can imagine, though, you befriending James.
Oh, yeah, me and him, and no, definitely not.
Oh, okay.
At most, boy lended me his pencil, that was it.
He lended you his pencil?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't ask about his other interests?
No.
Did you partake in his other interests?
No, I used them for
Did you give him a hand?
Bro, you nasty. Did you give
You're talking about someone picking their butt.
Yeah, okay, but like that was them with their hand.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna walk up to a
maybe you need help one day.
No, I saw a video, and it was the most disturbing shit I've ever seen on Reddit, where it was a homeless dude passed out drunk on the ground, and like this dude looks like a fuckboy.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, looks like a fuckboy. He's dressed really well. Looks around, then looks around at the homeless guy, makes sure no one's there, pulls on the pants, sticks his finger in the homeless guy's butt, pulls it out, sniffs it, and walks away. It was terrible. It was so bad. I don't get it.
God.
I feel so bad for the homeless guy, but it was so funny. Like, bro wanted a whiff.
Do you think that the homeless guys are going to wake up in like an hour and be like, feels off?
I think in the thing it did skip like 30 minutes later, like it sped up, and then you just looked around like, and he went back to sleep.
Normally that's something you expect a homeless man to do.
Not the dude like dressed up like everything is all like.
No, the sad part is no one's gonna believe the homeless man when he says someone's picked my ass.
That's so sad. Oh no, brother, no.
Oh. Dude, actually, yeah. I think it's assault. Yeah, I think that.
No, it is 1,000,000% sexual assault. I hope that homeless dude somehow get. No, we're going to hell. We're going to hell. We're going to hell. We're going to hell. It's 1,000,000%.
So he walked up to him, right, and he pulled his pants down.
You know, the homeless dude, his pants was kind of slagged a little bit. It was like it was a little bit underneath his hip a little bit.
Yeah.
Bro, fucking whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And then walks away.
So, was he able to do it when he did it? Did he do it very, like, efficiently? You know, sort of, it all went very smoothly?
Yeah. You know, it's
almost like he's done before.
Yeah, no, that's not to say, because he looked like... And then...
This is a hobby.
Bro, yeah, I think there was another dude recently, and I'm not sure whether it was a city. Well, I don't think it was an English speaking place. I don't know what was happening, but it was this chubby man who left. Oh, this is gonna gross you out.
Oh,
he left plastic cups around the city, and it was like, I'm not sure if it was like a riot or if there's a festival or it was just a lot of people, right? And people were just like, they see a cup in the corner, like where no one is, they need to pee, they'll just pee into the cup, right?
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
It's just if you're gonna pee, you're gonna pee.
I don't know if I would do that, but yeah, continue.
Well, apparently these people did a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
You want me to tell you how I know they did a lot?
How?
Because the dude the video was showing him waiting for the pee to enter the cup. When everyone walked away, he would drink the pee in one
no!
and then he'd put it down, and then another 20 minutes by, he'd find it full. Like,
and
obviously we're not going to show anything. That's no, you can't show that on YouTube. But apparently it's two dudes eventually. Like, there's like one dude pissed in the cup, another dude like 20 minutes later. I think I didn't watch the video, but I heard 20 minutes later another dude pissed into the cup. The dude then comes taking both their piss, kind of shakes it a little bit like this.
Yeah. There's like all the shake, like he knows he's about to make this a savory drink.
Yeah, bro's mixing up his concoction.
Oh man. All right.
I think it's like there's no fantasy monsters in this world. There's no goblins or ghouls or we have piss drinkers and butt pickers.
Yeah, those are
our
bro. If you walk outside and you want to see goblins and ghouls, homeless man butt pickers.
I feel so bad for the homeless man.
No, like genuinely, the guy got assaulted.
That was terrible.
And because he's homeless, we're just gonna look at him and be like, oh, like we look at them like below us.
Oh,
so
bro, I fucking talking about that. Bro, New York City, people are fucking mean to the homeless.
Oh, yeah.
And I get, like, a little bit on, like, in New York City, why you have to be, like, on your guard. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've lost $50 because I'm a dumbass. But, like, people are downright, like, kind of, like, evil towards the homeless there.
Like, I think it's always fucked up to me is those, when they have the benches and they make sure they're, like, you can't sleep on them. Yeah. Yeah, like, but honestly, who gives a fuck if he's sleeping on that? It's not hurt. He's not hurting anyone by sleeping on that. All we do for homeless people is make their lives harder.
And they want. It's like they think they don't want to solve the homeless problem.
Yeah, they just want it to go away.
They want it to go away. Just go into the background, fade away.
Yeah.
Like I saw a thing where it was person took a picture of the subway, New York subway. It's like, where did all the benches go? Yeah. I think it was like, it was on Twitter or something. It was like the official New York City's like subway account responded, to combat homelessness, we got rid of all the benches and stuff. It's like to combat bro. Look how many vacant houses are in America right now, and look how many people are homeless. Mm-hmm. Do that right now. Pause the video. I don't even fucking like the video so you come back, but pause the video and literally look it up. We can very easily solve homelessness. Yeah. We can, like, very easily. But people use the homeless to line their pockets and all that.
Yeah. I think part of the problem is that we often tell ourselves we should be grateful for what we have, and we tell ourselves... I think people do, like, they tell themselves that anyone can end up in that situation, but I don't think anyone themselves individually actually believes they can end up in that situation.
Oh, yeah, no.
And when we look at a homeless person, we just think that they're somehow you know, they fucked up. They you know, it's their fault that they're like that. Like, we don't see it as a systemic issue or a societal issue.
We see it as a personal issue.
Yeah.
That like this person they didn't work hard enough. Or
Yeah.
they didn't do this enough. And it's really fucked up because I remember, I keep on bringing up stuff that I remember, but it really goes to the topic. There was this, and now I don't remember exactly when it happened, but it was a few years ago. A person on Twitter was like, me and my wife are now homeless. We did everything right. You know, we had all this stuff figured out. We had insurance, this and that. But they couldn't cover the fact that our house caught fire.
Oh my
God,
God,
we lost absolutely everything. And it's like, we did everything right and we're still punished for it.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. There's so many factors that go into the outcomes in life. You know, personal responsibility isn't the only thing that can affect your life. Sometimes things outside your control can really screw you over.
Yeah.
Like a fire.
A fire.
Yeah.
And if you can't prove that fire came from something that's, you know, because sometimes insurance doesn't cover all fires.
Yeah.
If they can, and insurance is not your friend. If they can argue that something to save money, if they can argue that you started that fire somehow, they're going to make that argument.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if I was a homeless man, right, and I imagine, sometimes when I'm on the street, I see a homeless man, you know, with you know, maybe asking for money or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just see the amount of people that just walk by, they don't even look at you. I just kind of like, the level of misanthropy that would be inside of me would just skyrocket if I was homeless, honestly.
Yeah, and the level of people, you know, and I don't want to shame people.
Yeah.
For like being a little bit on edge, especially in like such a big city like that.
Yeah.
I think you should support programs that help the homeless. I understand if maybe you're a little bit too nervous to go up towards someone, because I have met crazies in the city. Yeah. I have met people who are like, they are genuinely like and like dangerous. It happens, right? But I think the major takeaway is just like, try to support things that would help them, and also on top of that, try to like, as from an individual aspect, if you do end up like interacting with someone who doesn't have like, you know, as much as you do, just in general, like, go at it with compassion. I saw a video recently of this homeless lady, like, so like, this is where the store was, right? So the store owner's in the store. This is where it is. This is where she is. A few stores down, but those are like shut down, like leaning against a wall. Homeless woman. It's nighttime. It's winter. He wants her to leave, so he grabs a bucket of water, walks outside, dumps it on her, and she starts screaming and crying about how she cannot. This is her only pair of clothing. She's freezing, and the dude's walking away laughing.
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
And then there's videos, or you just hear of just homeless people being ruthlessly murdered in New York City.
Murdered, beaten.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this got really serious. Yeah. There is no genre for this podcast. It's like, we are just...
Video game homeless people are being beaten on the street, and it's your fault.
And it's your fault. It's my fault, too.
To the people who need help the most in society, we ignore the most.
Oh, entirely. Yeah. It's or if we don't ignore them, people use them for gain, personal profit.
Yeah. If I bet you if it was a rich fucking white person that got that happened, that like, you know, got beaten on the street or something happened to them.
Yeah, no, if it's someone of like standing, people are gonna like, you know, people are totally gonna be more up in arms about it.
Yeah,
it's like you said. I think the main takeaway from that is the fact that like, we never see ourselves in that position. We understand it could happen to us, but we don't get it because it just seems so far away. Yeah. Right. You don't, like, a lot of people don't see themselves in people who have like who are homeless, who don't have money. You know, it's like and I'm not saying everyone's like this. I think a good chunk of people have compassion, but I just think also like we as a society, like especially when you're in a large city, you learn to ignore to survive.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't look at anyone. Don't talk to anyone. Be on your guard. Just walk. Just go where you have to go. And that's not a very psychologically healthy way to live. Yeah. No. Honestly. Yeah. Like I didn't grow up in a big city. You know? To me, I'm not used to just like being suspicious of everyone around the corner. You know. But it's just something you have to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, we're not damning normal like people just who go to cities. We're not damning like people who live in the city. We're not the city goers. I guess the thing is just like be compassionate. Like don't pour water
Yeah.
on a homeless woman in the middle of winter.
No, big no.
Big no, come on.
Yeah, so video games,
homeless people,
and being unoriginal. I think it was a little more original than I thought, honestly.
Okay, you can argue that it's original, but I can also argue that we just unoriginally took a bunch of different topics from a bunch of different type of podcasts.
Oh,
right?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
See the mesh, the actual mixing of all those subjects was original. But what we said was really fucking not original.
But it's really not original. I feel like this is genuinely a fever dream.
Yeah, our podcast feels like a fever dream.
It's just like so many different things, so many so many different things. Imagine going to sleep, hearing about like Nintendo, and the next moment you hear like homeless butt picker.
Do you feel like people definitely listening to this? I want to know, is it just sort of like, what the fuck are they talking about? How did they get on this topic? What are they saying?
What are they?
What do you mean homeless people? We were just talking about Zelda.
We were talking about Zelda. I mean, Zelda's technically homeless.
Yeah. Well, no, Zelda's not homeless. Link is homeless. Zelda's really not homeless.
I mean, she's homeless when she dies, and she did die in a game.
Well, yeah, like are you saying like every dead person's homeless?
No, they have a casket.
Okay, what about Zelda?
She didn't have a casket.
Okay, well, all right, let's say you cremate someone after they die. Are they homeless?
Are they
urn. Okay, what if you spread their ashes?
Homeless.
Homeless?
Homeless.
They're homeless dead.
Get a house, man.
Bum.
So stupid.
Oh man. Oh yeah. So yeah, we're stupid, right? I think we pretty objectively say we're stupid.
Yeah, we're stupid.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. And
don't pick a homeless person's butt.
Yeah, and you're stupid too.